Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So been thinking about a project here for the wood stove, and the mice have been getting into the insulation, and figured it's time to re-insulate the wood stove. So that's what I'm going to do today, and hopefully everything goes well. All right, I got enough of the tin off here now to kind of show you what I'm talking about here. The mice have gotten into it, and they've made kind of a mess. You look up here, they've eaten away a lot of the insulation. Go around to the back here. You can see they got tunnels everywhere. So the plan is remove all this old insulation and re-insulate. Now that I got all the insulation out, we're gonna try to get it so the mice can't get in here so easily. I did pick up some mineral wool insulation that we'll be putting back in there, and you know, it's not completely rodent proof, but they don't like it as much as fiberglass insulation, so that should help, and hopefully we'll get many years out of this. I got some hardware cloth that I'm going to use here that's the same size as what was put in with the manufacturer, and just try to get some of these holes so it's a little harder for them to get in there, and then we'll be putting the insulation back in. So yeah. All right, well, we got this side all insulated nice. Now we just got to do the top and the other side. Okay, I got most of the tin back on here. Got the top as crammed full of insulation as I can get. I did have to reuse a little bit of the fiberglass insulation that was in there before, but most of it is mineral wool. All right, we got her all sealed up, all the tins back on, everything's insulated. This is my PID controller for controlling the blower, and it got water in it. So I put a little drip edge out of a scrap piece I had laying around here so I can keep the water off of it. It's got a seal on it, but it's still got water in it. So fried the PID controller because the water came down, landed on there, short-circuited it, but I got another one. I'll swap it out, not a big deal. Now the back access panel here is kind of bothered me for a while. this door here has no insulation, and there's no insulation in here. So I think I'm gonna insulate this somehow, some way. Try to keep the heat in the water instead of coming out here, because this door does kind of face north. I do have my carport here, and the wind kind of comes through these trees here and just hammers on here. I'd like to get a building around this, but maybe one day. Let's get this cavity insulated. All right, it's another day. Got a shave, and gonna insulate this cavity back here, this access panel. I got some rigid foam to put on here, some mineral wool insulation to put in here, and clean up this electrical down here and get her all buttoned up for the year, and we'll be able to start heating here in another month or so. All right, I got my foam cut, piece of foil foam board, and I wrapped the edges with some aluminum tape just to help seal it up. The only thing I got left here to do is I need to cut a notch for the latching mechanism. And then I didn't bring my pen. To attach the foam board, I bought some of this Loctite Power Grab Ultimate. It says porous and non-porous surfaces, so we'll see how well it holds on. Probably end up putting some carriage bolts through with some big washers, but we'll see how this works. All right, I got that glued on. It says it should grab it and hold it, but I clamped it just to be on the safe side. Let that set up for a while. So I got my mineral wool cut already to length. I got to do some cutting around the pipe fittings and stuff, but the nice thing about this stuff is it's kind of semi-rigid, so it should kind of hold itself up. We'll see what happens here, I guess. We got the mineral wool insulation in now. I had to tie this in with a piece of wire to hold it in place where the clean out is so I could still access that. So this is on, drying. We'll let that sit for the afternoon and see how well it's attached. But may have to put some carriage bolts in, like I said. So that means that the whole wood stove is insulated at an R15 with the mineral wool. The top part of it has an R15 for the first layer and R23 for the second layer, because I bought the stuff for a 6-inch wall. This is gonna help keep the man, that insulation still gets me. So this has an R10. This will help keep the cold wind off of the plumbing in here. I'll get this wiring mess cleaned up behind me, and then the wood stove should be ready for the winter. And I guess that's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.